and welcome to my channel Made by Cath Craft. Thanks for joining me today, whether it be the first time you're here or whether you've watched some of my other vlogs. Thank you either way. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've worn in the first week of MeMadeMay. And I decided to make this video because I watched one that the lovely Liz, the baker that sews, had done, talking about what she'd made, and I really enjoyed watching it and seeing all her past makes that she'd been wearing. So I thought I'd do one myself, and if you fancy checking out Liz's, she's got her own channel, The Baker That Sews, and she's done some fantastic vlogs. I love watching her, so do check her out. So yeah, this has been MeMadeMay, and it's my second year taking part, and last year I'd only been sewing for about 6 months, so I find it quite challenging. I tried to wear an item of me-made clothing a day, and by the end of the month, to be honest, I was kind of sick of me-made clothing and quite happy to get back to my ready to wear because I felt like I was really struggling to put outfits together. But this year I've been making a lot more stuff in the last year, so I'm finding it a little bit easier, so I thought I'd add an extra challenge, and every day in the week, for each week, I'd try and wear an outfit by a different pattern company. I thought I'd do that because I do sometimes tend to grab the same things or the same kind of relaxed makes by a certain pattern company or this that, and I thought it might help me mix it up and put some different things together and make sure I'm wearing everything I'm making, because I do want to make stuff that I actually wear rather than just lots of pretty dresses that sit in my cupboard and don't actually come out at all. So that was my plan. Before I start, I just thought I'd mention what I'm wearing today. It's day 8 of MeMadeMay, so a fresh week, so I can wear any pattern company I want. And I'm wearing a fringe dress by Chalk and Notch. I've talked about this pattern on a couple of my other vlogs. I love it. This was the first one I actually made. It's Atelier Brunette double gauze, another of my favourites, and it's a standard, I think it's version A, standard version A with a button placket, the little cuffs and a dipped hem. I'll just go and show you the dipped hem. So that's what I'm wearing today. But yeah, now let me get back to what I've been wearing this week. So on day 1 of MeMadeMay, I wore, and I'll put a picture up of what I was wearing, the Avid Seamstress blouse. I've got the pattern here. Definitely the first blouse pattern I used, and still one of my favourites. And I made that, and I was wearing the first version of that, no, not the first version of that I made, the second version of that I made in a Liberty floral fabric, and I found I get a lot of wear out of that one because it's really comfy, and the colours in it, kind of the blues and reds, go with a lot of things in my wardrobe because I do like a navy and I do like a red. And I wear it with, again, one of my favourite skirt patterns, the Nielsen Brumby skirt, and again I made a couple of versions of this. And I was wearing the denim version for the first day of MeMadeMay, and it's this version here, which is, oh, it's hard to see with the light, there we are. It's designed for thicker, more robust fabrics, and mine, yeah, was kind of a fairly sturdy denim. I've also made version 3 a couple of times too in more summery fabrics, because that's designed for yeah, lighter fabrics like rayon and chambray. So yeah, I really like that pattern, and yeah, the version 1's perfect. It's got huge pockets, so really practical for sticking things in when I'm like running downstairs and need to grab my phone and a few other things, and also hold like 20 children's toys. So that was what I was wearing on day 1. So on day 2, I decided to wear my So Liberated estuary skirt, and again I'll put a picture up of what I was wearing. And this is in a rayon, which came from John Lewis, and it was in the sale, so I got a real bargain there, I thought, so I was really pleased with that. So the first version of the Liberated estuary skirt I made, I've been actually working on this month because it was a thicker linen fabric, and I made the midi length, and it didn't really, I didn't really feel it suited me. So this version, I chopped it off the length, and I used the inseam pockets rather than the patch pockets to make kind of like a lighter weight, sort of floatier skirt, and I really like that length on me, and I also feel it works better with my wardrobe. And I sized down for that version as well, because I found I followed my measurements and it came up a little bit big, particularly I guess maybe with the linen bunching around the back. It was ended up a bit bulky and not very well fitted, so I sized down, and that seems to fit a lot better. So that's the size I'll be using going forward. But yeah, I think the So Liberated skirt is more for me in a shorter length and maybe not the midi length. So that was day 2. And then on day 3, I used this pattern here, the Tilly and the Buttons Agnes pattern, which I think is kind of such a staple for everyone's wardrobe. I love it. But instead of the top version, I wore a dress that I'd hacked. So on the Tilly and the Buttons website, there's a tutorial for hacking the Agnes top into a skirt, into a dress with a gathered waist skirt. And yeah, I made that a couple of times, or used the gathered waist hack to add to a couple of different garments. I really like it. It's such a comfy everyday jersey dress, and I used an art gallery fabric for mine, this kind of pretty plum colour, which is not a colour I wear very often, but it always gets compliments when I wear that one, so I do really like that dress. Yeah, that was day 3. For day 4 of MeMadeMay, I was starting to think, hang on a minute, let's get some things out of my cupboard that I haven't worn for a while, that are different pattern company patterns. So I got out a t-shirt, the Kirsten kimono tee by Denmark pattern company, and you might have seen me talking about this one because I was wearing it in a previous vlog if you want to have a look. Yeah, it's kind of just a really nice, fairly girly t-shirt, I think, with little cap sleeves, just one pattern piece at the front and one pattern piece at the back, so quite straightforward, a good stash buster. And I made that ages ago and I haven't really worn it much, but getting it out made me think, actually, this is nice and I should really make a couple more because it just goes with jeans or a skirt. I wore it with jeans that day because it was a bit chilly. But yeah, and it's a bee print jersey fabric that I like and that I've made a dress out of, and the Kirsten kimono tee was used with the scraps, which I like to use up the scraps wherever I can, obviously. So that was day 4, and it was nice to get that one out of the wardrobe, and makes me think I really should revisit Denmark and see what other patterns they've got and if there's anything else there that might be good to try. And then day 5, it was kind of been funny weather here and really changeable, but it was really cold on whatever day 5 was. So I was in jeans and I chose a cozier jumper, and I'll put a picture up again, and that is the Kyoto sweater by Paper Cut Patterns, and I've got the pattern here. So it's a jumper that's got drop shoulders, and it's got these ruffles. I'll show you in the back, maybe easier to see because the blue is hard to see. So I made this version here, with the little ruffles on the sides here. You can also make a t-shirt version. But yeah, I think this is the only paper cut pattern I have, although I do love their patterns, so I really should again go and have another look at what else they've got. But yeah, it's just a great, I think it's just a really nice sweater pattern, and the frill adds a bit of a kind of girly detail, and I've seen lots of cute versions online. There was a version I saw, the Purple Sewing Cloud has a lovely version of this, which she wore with dungarees, which looked amazing. So check out her Instagram page, and I'll put details below. But yeah, she's done a couple of fab Kyoto sweaters that come straight to mind. And mine was in a See You at 6 fabric I got from Lamazi Fabrics, and it's one that I just do get out of the wardrobe quite a lot. Yeah, so that was a really nice and cosy day, and I really like that for a twist on a sort of standard sweater, the Kyoto sweater. Then day 6, it was a little bit warmer again, and so it gave me a chance to get out a dress, and this dress was by another pattern company, obviously, the I Am pattern company, and there's that I don't know whether you say Cassiope or Cassiope, but essentially it's kind of a smock dress with a cool sort of batwing design here, gathered waist, and it's quite oversized, and before I started sewing I would have never thought I could wear anything that was that kind of oversized. I thought it would make me look it would just wear me, and yeah, I didn't think it would be right for me at all, but actually since I've started sewing and trying different things, I've discovered I really love a smock dress. They're super comfy and practical for being at home with kids or just generally being fairly busy about the place, and it's a nice sew actually. It's quite straightforward because it's got the raglan seams, there's no setting sleeves in, so it sews up surprisingly quickly, and I made that in a viscose lawn from Sew Me Sunshine, and I think it's one of my favourite fabrics I've bought. I hadn't worked with a viscose lawn before, at least I may have bought some viscoses which were lawns, but I wasn't aware of them. But so beautifully soft and lovely, and it just feels so nice on, and yeah, that's I really love that fabric, and I really love that dress too. I Am Cassiope, or however you say it. But yeah, I definitely recommend that if you want a fairly loose fitting dress. It's kind of a bit like, it reminds me a bit of the Tilly and the Buttons Indigo, but with a slightly different style to it. So yeah, I really like that one. And then day 7 was even sunnier, so I got to wear more than one of my summer dresses, and again I'll put a picture up, and that was a Sew Over It penny dress. And yeah, the penny dress is a shirt dress with a fairly fitted bodice and elasticated waist, and then quite a full, I think it's a half circle skirt, so it's very floaty, and quite a kind of, I think it's got a kind of a retro style to it. That was one of the first patterns I made by Sew Over It, and I think their instructions are really great, and they talk you through step by step very clearly, and I've seen so many lovely versions of the Sew Over It penny dress on Instagram. I think you can't really go wrong with it. It just looks lovely on everybody. So yeah, my version was in a fairly reasonably priced cotton, I think it's a cotton voile I don't know how, cotton voile. Again, I'm not very good on how you say these words, but it came from Minerva Crafts, and so did the buttons and everything. I think the notions all came from there. And yeah, it's really floaty, it's really light, really summery, and I've got 2 versions, and I love getting both of those out because they feel a little bit special, but equally totally practical for every day. So yeah, that was my first week of patterns. So the pattern companies I mentioned, I think, are Avid Seamstress, Megan Nielsen, Tilly and the Buttons, So Liberated, Maria Denmark, Paper Cut Patterns, I Am Patterns, and So Over at London. So hopefully next week I'll be able to mix it up again and maybe get a few different things out of my wardrobe again. And if I have a chance, I'll pop a vlog up in a week's time with day 8 to 14 of MeMadeMay. But yeah, so that's that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely weekend, whatever you're up to. I'm hoping to get a little bit of sewing in. My husband said he might give me a couple of hours in the afternoon to pop upstairs, and it's a bit of a undertaking because all my sewing stuff's kind of downstairs because I usually use the dining room table. And usually just pop the stuff on in the evening. So if I want to kind of sew when the kids are about in the day, I generally take everything upstairs, and and yeah, and I generally am up and down the stairs quite a few times, definitely get my steps, because I forget, you know, all the little bits and bobs you need. But anyway, that's my plans this weekend, and hopefully spending a bit of time in the garden with the children, and maybe a bike ride or 2. So I hope you have lovely weekends, and see you again soon. And thanks so much for watching, and if you fancy subscribing, please do. Any questions or comments, please put them down below. And yeah, have a great day. Thank you, bye.